Dr. C.D. Sridhar sir have a very vast experience of around 30 years in the field of pharmacy. Out of that, sir have a very good experience, and in the initial days of his career, he started with the private industry as a junior chemist responsible for various analysis of raw materials, finished product, in-process controls to prepare reports, and analysis status of wet chemistry and instrumental analysis. Development of new analytical methods and its validation, operation of sophisticated instruments like HPLC, GC, GLC, spectrophotometer, IR moisture balance, polarimeter, melting point apparatus, etc., and calibration. And Sir has spent 7 years in this. After that, Sir has joined government sector at Food and Drug Laboratory, Vadodara, as junior scientist assistant responsible for various analysis of drug and pharmaceutical products, including active pharmaceutical ingredients. Sir have participated in various activities like consumer protection field and started to implement new methodology for testing of the product. Sir have spent 2 years in this particular area. After that, Sir have selected as a drug inspector in 1991 and started to work as regulatory officer responsible for inspection of sales premises for retail and wholesale outlet. Also responsible for monitor quality, purity, strength and efficacy of drugs and pharmaceuticals. Posted at various places of Gujarat state. After that, Sir is promoted as Senior Drug Inspector in same department in 1999 and served for 12 years as a Senior Drug Inspector. After that, Sir promoted as Assistant Commissioner in same department in 2011 and worked till 2017. Thereafter, promoted as Deputy Commissioner at Head Office. Retired as Deputy Commissioner and looking to his ability and skill, government has extended his service for second time. His core area of interest is investigation skill. He has published more than 13 research papers on antifungal activities. Now we talk about the professional skill of Dr. C.D. Selat sir. Sir is well versed to operate different instrument, analytical instrument like HPLC, gas chromatography, IR, NMR, and other modern technique for analysis of the pharmaceutical product. Sir have attended workshops related to good manufacturing practice, homeopathic manufacturing and testing. Sir also attended coordination meetings with higher authorities like district collector, commissioner and secretariat as well. Sir have attended various debates at Mumbai, Ghaziabad, Baroda and Delhi having active participation in AI DCOP. Sir have conducted a JOST training program for newly recruited officers in the department. Sir also act as a visiting faculty at High Court of Gujarat. Sir have delivered many presentations of Food Safety Standard Act 2006, conducted many public awareness programs. Sir attended many workshops on CPHI, blood bank, vaccines, diagnostic reagents, new medical devices. Sir have carried out various raids under the provision of Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940, Drug Price Control Order 2013, and Drugs and Magic Remedies Act 1954. Sir also worked as local health authority and designated officer. So, with this biodata, I request and I welcome Dr. C.D. Selat sir. Please take over the session. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, but the volume is bit low on your side.
So what should I do? You just tell me, suggest something.
Can you increase your microphone volume, sir? You can do that in the settings part.
Yeah, one just for a moment, please.
Yes, sir.
It's on maximum now.
Yes,
Am
sir,
I
you're
audible?
audible now. Yes, sir, yes.
Yeah, fine, fine. Yeah. Uh, Thank you very much, Dr. Yadav, for my detailed introduction to the participants.
Good morning, sir.
And I would like to extend my thanks to the NL Patel College of Pharmacy for inviting me as a guest speaker. I am equally thankful to the management of the college. Not only those, I'm equally thankful to Dr. Dhiren Shah, principal of the college, and uh, the people who are taking efforts to make the successful program. Dr. Shonal, assistant professor, Dr. Dipanshu Shahu, associate professor, uh, then definitely, Dr. Dhiren Shah, he has taken a lot of pain to make this program very successful. So, and the people who are behind the curtain, those who have worked, I mean, to make the program successful, I am thank to all the people. Not only this, I'm just, saying good morning to all of you, and very, very best luck and the good wishes for the new years that we are entering very soon. Friends, we know that in the past 1 year, lot of changes have been come, lot of changes have been taken into the place. People have lost their job, people have lost their even businesses also. People have suffered lot, and lot of people, lot of friends, lot of our relatives. I mean, they are just gone away and pass away from us just because of such a bad pandemic situation. So it is really horrible period for us, but definitely we are actually human being. We know the sensitivity of the the disease. We know the how to cure it, and all those credits are goes to the people who are working into the this healthcare system. So healthcare system has a played a very, very vital role into curing and to come out from this such bad shape. And definitely, and let us pray in the new year to Almighty to give strength to withstand to the all I mean all kind of evils which we cannot, it cannot affect our life. So before starting my this presentation, I would like to give you the small idea of my department. Many of people of they are aware, but in spite of it just being my duty to introduce my department in a very, very short the thing. I mean short introduction. Like Food and Drugs Control Administration is a kind of headed by the commissioner, uh, Food and Drug Control Administration, and thereafter the hierarchy is like joint commissioner, deputy commissioner, assistant commissioner, senior drug inspector, etc. Food and Drug Control Administration is monitoring various acts, and the acts are consisting of the first is the Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940 and rules surrender. Under these rules and act, this act is a central act, and it is it is implemented, and throughout the country except Jammu and Kashmir. Uh, the Drug and Cosmetic Act is more pertaining to the quality, purity, strength, and efficacy of the product, of the pharmaceutical product. Again, there are one more act which is known as a like. One more act is known as a Drug Magic Remedies Act, which is where the people are advertising their the product, and which is misleading to the customer or the end users. You must have seen into the public places or either urinals or like where the public are accumulating, that people are pasting some posters regarding the kind of enhancing of the brain function or enhancing of the brain function or reducing the blood pressure or something like that. So this Drug Basic Remedies Act is on our department, and we are not allowing to those people to publish or produce such advertisement which can mislead to the normal public. So this is kind of awareness from our side. Number three is a drug price control order. That is what it is again a central act, and which is in accordance with the Essential Commodity Act 1954. So drug is considered under the definition of the essential commodity also. So where the government has fixed their prices to not to sell or not to print any prices which is selling or which is sold by the government, is they cannot go for to charge higher price, or they cannot recover the higher prices. So these are the small introduction of my department. uh, First of all, I would again congratulate all those whole care people and pharmacists who has taken a lot of pain during this pandemic situation, and they have rendering their services to the people who are actually needy. And for we are fortunate enough that in this current situation, we are daily mapping the how many medical retail stores are open, and all pharmacists or stakeholders, they have given us a very good contribution, and they have kept their shops open, and patient could not suffer for that. Yes. So the agenda of this my presentation, agenda of my presentation is a uh,
આ નીચેની વિન્ડો છે સાઈડમાં જશે, આ જે બધા દેખાય છે એ વિન્ડો સાઈડમાં જશે, ખાલી જે બધા દેખાય છે.
Agenda of this presentation is history and scope of the pharmacy or pharmacist, role of pharmacist into public health, good pharmacy practices, and some of the practical examples which we have carried out during the last 1 year. That the kind of investigation and some action taken against the wrongdoers. So looking to the history and the scope of the pharmacy oblique pharmacist. So it is a synonym for this, where there is a pharmacy, there is always pharmacist. So pharmacy is actually the word derived from the Greek root known as a pharmakon, and the meaning of this is a drug. Pharmacy is a concern with the manufacturing, formulation, quality control, dispensing, distribution of medicament used to diagnosis, prevent, cure, treatment, or relieve the symptoms of the disease in human being or animal. So this is related to again what? It's a manufacturing. Either it may be API, or say the bulk kind of product which known as manufacturing of this API. Formulation, that is your different kind of formulation like tablet, capsule, injectable, small volume parenterals, large volume parenterals, etc. It's quality control, very important part for the pharmacy people. The quality control is a such a device which is considered to be highly sensitive, and we are very much vigilant for this quality also. So quality is saying whether to go further or not to go further, if it is passes with the specification or not passes. So this is the again it is in accordance with the definition of the drug and drugs under section 3B of Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940. In 19th century, 4 types of practitioners of the pharmacist were identified. The first was the physician, who was compounded and dispensed his own medicines. So he was earlier in those days, I mean, I'm talking about 20, 30 years back. Even our pharmacy people are also allowed to do they were compounding the products into their pharmacy, prescription, and delivered to the patient. The patient reaches to the shop, and according to the patient prescription, that compounding pharmacist, he was weighing the exact the ingredient and compounding the drug and dispensing to people. So this was kind of the physician who were doing in the early stage. Second was the apothecary, who likes the English model. It was not only they are not compounding the drugs, but they were dispensing also. And not only that, but diagnosis was also part of this pharmacy. Third was the druggist. Now we are knowing, calling as a pharmacist or a medical store or retail store. And fourth was the merchant, who took a supply of a drug, eventually involved in the pharmacist. So the supply and to supply to the from wholesalers to retailers, and retailers to end users. History again, we'll go to the in India. There are about 1050 pharmacy institutes which produce about 44,000 diploma holders and 85,000 graduates and postgraduates and doctors in the pharmaceutical science each year. So if you'll go to the figure of this it is considerably little high. But again, the industry is slowly expanding, and they are absorbing such, the intelligent people to enhance, their product and to utilize their skill. India gets the medical tourists from the different countries, reflecting high standard of the medical skill and expertise. India is a very emerging state in the medical tourism nowadays. People from the different countries, they are coming to India, they are taking treatment, and they are, satisfying with our, skill and expertise. And that is the reason, India is famous for that. I will talk about little Gujarat also. I have seen in many cases our neighboring state like Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra. They people are also coming sometime to our state, and they are taking treatment and they are going back. So this is the, the we see it shows the expertise of our people, right? Not only this, again, what is happening, the Gujarat is a, second state which is uh, which is having, highest blood donation figures. And India is again a, country, out of 5 people, 3 people are consuming our vaccines also in the abroad, across the globe. So this kind of, we have expertise, and we people are lucky enough that, we are serving in a such field which is, very 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 competent. Not only competent, but with sensitive and concerned to the healthcare itself. India is the third largest producer of medicine by volume. See, this is a very, very significant third largest producer, right? There are so many countries. I mean, about 96 or 97 countries in the world. I don't know exactly, but it might be around 100 countries. Okay, so we are the third largest by volume. But again, as far as the price factor is concerned, definitely we are offering at a very low price to the other people. As for the recommendation of WHO, they are recommending at least one pharmacist at the 2000 population in order to optimal the healthcare to be delivered. But unfortunately, still, we are lacking looking to the total population of our India. Next. So the main thing is, the our role in the public healthcare. Actually, what people are doing, we are just, it is just we are being, derived, or we are being given very very small kind of, periphery. Just we are bringing the medicine from the wholesaler and we are dispensing. No, that is not the role actually. What should be the role, that I will explain. Okay. Yeah. uh, Good pharmacy practices, I just, put small 2 photographs under this. You can see, the one on the right side, which is having, well ventilated facility. The people who are sitting with the smiling face, the people who are sitting, they have word even apron also. And all the products, or the, the pharmaceutical and medicines, which are stored very aesthetically, and which is, attractive also. So this should be the model pharmacy. And I request all those people who are into this business of the retail to have, instead of, the left side, the thing photographs, you just try to maintain your pharmacy in a such a way where you can be proud your example that we have a such kind of facility, and it can be a value added also. So the good pharmacy practice is the practice of pharmacists that respond to the need of the people who use the pharmacy service to provide optimal evidences based care. Here a very very specific, the optimal evidence based care. The pharmacy is one of the most important profession in the healthcare system. Here is the actually the role of the pharmacist in the healthcare is coming. If you will, put your keep your medical shops or retail shops like this only. So purchase and sale of the drug is not the only duty of the pharmacist. That is what actually we are adopting nowadays. So which are the laws that will affect you? And I have just explained before, starting of which laws actually. As far as the pharmacy is concerned, Rule 65 of the Drug and Cosmetic Act is concerned and which is supposed to be followed by the people. Uh, and as far as the manufacturing process is concerned, Rule 74 and 78 of the Drug and Cosmetic Act is to be followed. So, which you are supposed to know when you are in this profession, actually, which kind of acts are applicable to you and which are the to do's and don'ts like. Again, it is coming. The one more act is what I call you. I told you earlier that is a DMRA, Drug Magic Remedies Act 1955. This is also the prevention of the such advertisements which is misleading to the end user, and drug price control order. Of course, we are implementing. I forgot in earlier this thing. We are implementing Cigarette and Tobacco Act too. So these are the laws which is applicable to you. Again, the knowledge of the drug. Yes, I just showed this earlier the presentation of Dr. Akbari. He has very well explained that he's a person who is in the business or the profession of this pharmacy. He's supposed to know the knowledge of the drug, actually where it is working, how it is working, what is its pharmacokinetics. Not only this, but what are the ADRs also, adverse drug reaction, which are the product that you are going to sell. I mean, you to whom you are selling, whether it is meant for the pediatric, it is meant for the adult, it is meant for the geriatric, or whosoever. Generic name, alternative name, brand name, it should be knowledge that you can substitute the product by having the permission of the person who has written a prescription. If you don't have like this, use of the package label, this is the most very neglected part, even not only from the pharmacist, even from the end user also, because nobody is studying the use. I mean, the package leaflet, what actually written, how to store, when to store. Do not store at a direct sunlight, to be stored in a cool place, to be stored between 2 to 6 degree, minus sometime they are writing on the label. So these are the things we need to keep into mind. Okay, and leaflet and other inserts, which is such kind of information it is having, which gives the full details of the drug, even including ADR in certain cases. So good pharmacy practices is also required, and good storage practices also required. That is been normally neglected because our environment is such, number one, and sometimes humidity also taking place into the monsoon, and a lot of 40 to 45-degree temperature is also rising sometime into the summer. So according to the leaflet or according to the label, we are supposed to store such the product which cannot affect its quality. Prescription error, yes, prescription error. It is happening in the many cases because I have passed almost 37 years in my career, and this is a very most common factor that sometimes doctors they are writing into the such language which is not legible sometime, and people are dispensing some wrong drug to the patient. So this is very common, but that should be very much avoided. And patient follow-up, I think Dr. Akrubari is, I think earlier Dr. Ms. Patel, he has explained something because I was looking sometime during, I mean, my work also yesterday. So disposal of the unused pharmaceutical products and waste. So what is happening? Unused means what? Sometimes suppose the product is get expired and the people are throwing it out. If it is of the standard quality, they may have some kind of intention to get it, I mean give it back to the wholesaler or the distributor. But if it is of the common product, they are just simply throwing it out. So disposal of the unused product, it is to, you are supposed to maintain a process how to dispose, how to so one cannot consume it and it can be reused again. So this is the happening. Next, please. Pharmacies can be effectively contribute to public health by patient counseling. That is a lot of been spoken yesterday. Most important in this corona pandemic situation, that we have felt the influence the selection of the medicine. Once it was announced that the hydroxychloroquine is effective, people are rushed there. Actually, it was to be used for the prophylaxis use only, not for this exactly the people. Not secondly, even vitamin C, vitamin D, and many more such products. Even people, I mean, someone told like that Giloy is a very, very, important, and we are rushing to buy the Giloy also. So we should have the proper knowledge how to, take medicine, who to whom it should be, avoided, and there are so many factors like that. So we can have the influences and the selection of the medicine. Dosage regimen, yes, dosage regimen is also very much required. That is because dose and dosage form is a very, very important into pharmaceutical profession. To monitor patient compliance and therapeutics, that is also, I think, delivered by someone, so I will not go much into detail. And uh, recognize and the report of the ADR, pharmacovigilance, play the most ignorant part from our side. That what we have observed. If it is there is ADR, then it should be properly reported, and the root cause can be find out very, I mean, from the expert. There are many centers of the pharmacovigilance into the government and the private sectors also. So it should be, brought to the notice of those people, so we can, I mean, rectify the error of the, and we can redesign the drugs. Pharmacists have more opportunity to interact closely with the prescriber and the patient, therefore to promote rational prescribing use of the drug. Unfortunately, today our the drug controller general India is also going to deliver some talk on this vaccine at 11 o'clock, and I missed it. But the rational use is very, very important. And recently, the government has find out more than 315 kind of formulation which were irrational, and that is been, banned by the government. So if it is found irrational, or and again, it should be brought to the, it should be come to the notice of the pharmacy, which are the rational and irrational. Medicine management, adequate dosing, dosage form, in which form, like suppository, if it is soft gel, is to be taken, before meal, after meal. There should be a proper label on this, the strip, or whatever you're dispensing. Pharmacists involved in the scientific procurement and the distribution of medicine, yes, definitely, because the every drug has its own kind of identity, it is own kind of, the storage system, it kind of, transportation system. And even, we can only maintain the quality if it is procured scientifically and distributed scientifically. Normally the, which drug which is to be stored between 2 to 6 degrees. I mean, we should at least, educate the end user to use in optimum time in order to get it, if it is, like having I mean, it gets come to the, I mean, uh, it means, if it is get, deterioration. So we should brought to the notice of these people. Pharmacists help in achieving goal and rationalization of medicine, screening services related of the various diseases like blood pressure, blood sugar. These products are, we have seen into market, and as far as my experience is concerned, uh, people are dispensing without prescription also sometime, and having the history of the patient, they are giving the medicines. So that should be avoided. Professional dispensing, review of the medicine supply, doses, use in the specific situation like diabetes, cardiac problem, pediatric population. So that we need to educate, right? So I need not to speak much about that, because the, professional dispensing, it is a very, very wide subject, and we need to debate on the other time. I will definitely come back to you on it. Health promotion. Many of the government schemes are such with the DOT. They are the government has, made a vision to remove or the abolish this tuberculosis disease by 2023, and government is very much concerned about this all tuberculosis patients. So they have given, they have started to given some scheme to the pharmacists also, and they are providing some incentives also to promote such kind of, awareness to the people. And we are watching on television also, the film stars, they are coming, and they are promoting such kind of this thing to remove and to have not to have this tuberculosis into the country. Community awareness, Yes, education, community on the health. Uh, because still I'm getting, this caller tune on my mobile about the COVID situation. This is a kind of again, it's an effort to make educate the all the patient, all the stakeholders. So it is community awareness. Of course we are getting disturbed by having this tune, but again, we can also participate to how to maintain their health, how to maintain the sanitization into your environment, hygiene, yes, how to clean the hands, by what means, what is hand rub, what is sanitizers, and what are the other products, what are the floor cleaner, like that only. So we are supposed to educate the end user. Nutrition, which kind of nutrition we should have during such kind of pandemic situation, infectious disease and well-being. So these are the things actually we need to do, and we can only contribute to public health if we will educate our people, our stakeholder, because our customer, they are a god for us. Educate people about use of mask. Yes, nowadays what is happening, people have now, they are not they have accepted that the corona will be with us for a longer time, and we know not to worry for that. No, again, government is uh, always they are giving instruction to us, and they are making aware that it should not be avoided till we make it 0 to 0. uh, Social distancing, yeah, that also. Many pharmacy owners serve the society in this pandemic with continuous risk. That is the main point, and I congratulate those people who have really worked, and where everybody was at home, they have not taken care of their own, and they have rendering their services to the country. I will show you some of the practical examples of the pharmacist vigilant during this course of this pandemic situation. What we did, and how I overcome, and some of the investigation my own. So I will little explain you this. Uh, this is kind of example. What is happening? There are number of the product available into market, like this is the cefixime and azithromycin tablet, right? So there are, I think, more than 1000 product will be brand will be there into the market. So how we come across this spurious or counterfeit drug? My point, I'm not supposed to tell you my trade secret, but I am again telling you how to overcome and how to find it out. The price is a very, very important factor. As far as my knowledge is concerned, India is having two type of wars. One is a price war, and another is a brand war. Price war is what kind of, let us take an example of the first brand war. If you'll take an example of Coca-Cola or Thumbs Up, right? So one person, who will advertising like Salman Khan for this Pepsi or something, or the Shah Rukh Khan for the Thumbs Up or whatever, like, but they will not reduce the price of the product. And another is a price competition, like we have seen many things like cosmetic, Colgate. Okay, so some will come with a spelling as Golgate, Golgat, and same label, everything would be same, right? And it will be having a lower price. So lower price means you should have in your mind some doubts. It can be harmful to the patient, and which will not give you the desired result. We are supposed to know. Again, in between, what is happening as far as the my experience is concerned, in industry or even the brand, three eyes are very, very important. So most of the companies, they are enhancing their business by adopting the 3I formula. The one I is imitation. First you get the product, somebody will imitate it. As far as my best of knowledge is concerned, uh, uh, the television was actually it was invented by someone agency, Samsung, I think. Yeah. And now Sony is ahead of them. The reason is they have also worked on the 3I. First I was a this imitation. Another I was a improvement. Okay, they made some improvement into the quality. And third I is a innovation. So three eyes formulas is working everywhere, what I believe. So if you will come across such kind of product which is having very lower price, so it can be a very doubtful. And we are finding, while I was a drug inspector or senior drug inspector in those days, I used to find such product which is having very low price. I was trying to check the bills also, at what price actually other products are available and these products are been getting. So by having, if you are people vigil, then you can. I've just quote very small this thing. My purpose is not such to produce something against someone, but price is, again, if it is very less, then you should be very much cautious. This is again counterfeit drugs. This thing, you can see the price. If you go for the Cefixime disposable tablet IP, right? So what they have written, like Deepflix 200 milligram, the price of it is about 125.60. Certain product which is not included into the DPCO, they are also been taking the wrong benefit of this, and they are changing formulation and putting into market. So we should aware actually what are the actual price of the product, and what are the other known companies they are giving us into the what price to us. So if we are little bit visible, we can easily make it out. Next please. This is also a very specific example. What we have got, recently, that drug inspector went to the medical shop and he shows something, fishy into this, what you are seeing on the screen. Uh, it is manufactured by CGS Pharmacy 1802 Sarthik 1 opposite Rajpat Chowk, SD, Ahmedabad. Now, the person who is staying in Ahmedabad, living in Ahmedabad, he must be very much aware that the SD Road is a very posh area, and there cannot be any manufacturing in it. So by having the visual eyes on the such product, he easily make it out that the product is supposed to be spurious, and even the batch number and manufacturing date and expiry date is also reprinted on this label. So we need to closely study all these things, so we can only give the benefit to the society. Otherwise, there is no use of having this. This is again the same example. The price and the copy of the same, because what is happening, High Pen P is a very prominent brand, and another is Remox. I also heard for the first time. So this has happened. If we little visual, we can. And if you will be happy if you'll report all these things to our department if you come across such, so we can take an ABC action. One more example, you can see the label and the color and everything of this both the products. One is a chlorophenamide maleate, and another is a codeine phosphate. So this is kind of the products which can be easily mislead to the patient also. And you can see the damage, the cork of this also damaged little bit of the right side, and it is supposed to be a counterfeit or spurious drugs. This is a very good case what we got during my tenure when I was assistant commissioner intelligence branch. The counterfeit and the spurious product, the right one, and the left one is the original product. So the normal person cannot easily make it out. You can see. I mean, even we have also made a lot of efforts to how to identify whether it is original or not. But ultimately, we make it out by having the color and its intensity, and what you call the letters and everything. Okay, what is encoded on this. This is also the counterfeit and the original product. Just the green that strip on the two side, and another is having only a single side. So that we have seized it, and this is this Udemy is the product of a very prominent company. Again, these are the examples, so I'm just skipping it. This is the story actually what we have called strip packing machine, and there are, I have a lot of pictures, but it doesn't mean to say, I mean, I should, my point is only that you can see the courage of these such strong doers people, up to what extent they are, going. And our duty is to caught those people who are doing the malpractices in this country. And if you people are there with us, definitely we can easily make it out, and we can, caught such people and send it behind the bar. Next, please. Uh, you must have heard about the thing during the pandemic situation, tocilizumab injection. This whole, fortunately, this whole investigation was done under my expertise, and finally, we caught the wrongdoers. This is, you must have, it was a kind of, very, very popular in those days. So, tocilizumab injection, Actemera, was considered to be a proven drug. I mean, it was in early stage, which can be cured this pandemic. And some of the people, they were uh, buying injection, a kind of a steroid, anabolic steroid from the other people, and they change their label, outer label, by computer and Photoshop, and they are selling this product on the right hand side is costing only 200 rupees, and they have sold this product to the doctors at the 40,000 rupees. And I'm fortunate enough that I was leading this team, and ultimately within 16 hours we busted the racket. This is also happened in my case when I was here as a deputy commissioner IB. They were importing some remdesivir injection illegally from the Bangladesh, and they are selling at a very, very high price here in the Gujarat in India. But please believe that, please trust us, right? Wrongdoer, we will not allow to leave him under any circumstances. We are there to safeguard the people, and if you will support us, we will definitely make our country more and more powerful than other people. These are the people who are involved into this remdesivir injection. They were bringing from this Bangladesh, and that was also busted, whole racket from by us, and we caught the person. And still, the whole issue is under the investigation of the police, because it is an international racket. We have got lot many people who were manufacturing hand sanitizer without having license into the place, either in the the huts, jhopadpatti, like that only. So more than 8 raids were carried out during last year of the duplicate hand sanitizers. And finally, of course, nowadays the use of the sanitizer is reduced, but again we are keeping more and more visual eyes on such topic, where we can I mean punish those people. Next, please. This is some of the example which is published in the media. So thank you very much, and I hope that you must like it, and I'm really very much eager to have your feedback also. uh, and if you have any question, you are free to ask me.
Thank you, sir, for the nice information. And there are few questions from the participant, so I would like to ask one by one. First question is, any drug information leaflet is written for the use of RMP or hospital?
Sorry,
And
I'm not getting your voice. Hello, can you please, I mean, speak in such a way where I can. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir. Just few minutes.
am I audible now? Audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay, sir, am I audible?
Yes, little bit. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. So the question is that any drug information leaflet is written for the use of RMP or hospital and labs. Why not mention of pharmacist?
Yes, because I told you, we all people are bound by the act only, right? And government is not permitting because the act is there and they are only referring uh, section 3EE of the Drug and Cosmetic Act. That should be a registered medical practitioner, or if it is meant for the hospital supply, then there, because the law is not permitted. That is in short, my answer is like that.
Sir, another question is that by Deepesh Mistry, what
Yeah.
difference between generic medicine and branded medicine quality wise?
Yes, exactly. Frankly speaking, we all people here in India, I mean, what we are using, even yeah, what you are using or I am using, is a not kind of the generic or branded. We are using actually branded generic product. As far as the quality is concerned, which is being manufactured in the same premises, same technical person, same raw materials, but you can very well understand that the brand, they are spending money for that, and in order, because they need to hire some field staff, skill staff, or like they need to educate even doctors also sometime, right? They are keeping medical representative also, so that is why their cost is become little high. That is why.
Sir, next question is by Suchi Dave. She asking that as per DCGI, both
Hmm.
the vaccine are approved, but if the efficacy is not proven in the phase 2 and phase 3 clinical trial, should not it be held and not approved? It has not shared the efficacy data as well, so she required your opinion in that particular case.
Um, actually, all these things, this phase 3, phase 4 clinical data is all is not monitored by the state government. It is only monitored by the Drugs Controller General India, and they are only reviewing everything. Okay, once they give the approval, then and then only the person can market their product into the. They can put the product into market. So that if data is not available, or so data is insufficient, then it cannot be, I mean, permitted to manufacture.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
Thank you so much
incredibly
once again
yes.
to everyone, and I wish you a very very bright future. And just stick to your business. આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં તમને કહી દઉં કે એને શું કહેવાય કે સ્મશાન વૈરાગ્ય થતો હોય છે આપણને. સ્મશાન વૈરાગ્ય એટલે તમે સ્મશાનમાં જાઓ ને ત્યારે તમને એવું લાગે કે સાલું આ જિંદગીમાં કંઈ નથી, મરી જવાનું છે, એસેટ્રા એસેટ્રા. બધા વાતો કરતા હોય, ઘણો સારો માણસ હતો, આ છે તે છે, એસેટ્રા બધું થતું હોય છે. પણ આ જે શેઠની શિખામણ છે ને ઝાપા સુધી હોય ને, એ આપણે ના રાખીએ ને તો વધારે સારું છે. કારણ કે તમને કદાચ આટલું બધું 2 દિવસમાં ઘણું બધું સાંભળ્યું છે, ઘણા બધા હું પણ જો કે કરું છું, ક્યારેક મારું પર્સનલ કામ હોય ત્યારે પણ લોગિન થઈને આપણે બાજુ પર જતા રહેતા હોય છે ને આપણી હાજરી દેખાતી હોય છે. બટ મારો ઇન્ટેન્શન એવો છે કે ખાલી 5% જો આપણે છે ને આ જે 2 દિવસના તમારા સેમિનારના વર્કશોપમાં જે એના ઓર્ગેનાઇઝરે જે મહેનત કરી છે, એ પડદા પાછળના માણસોએ જે મહેનત કરી છે, એ બધા માણસોનો પણ જો તમે 5% ખાલી જો તમે એનો ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરશો ને, બરાબર છે, તો કદાચ બીજા રિફ્રેશર કોર્સમાં છે ને તમે એને 10% કરતા થશો, અને તમે 1 to 1 બીજા લોકોને જ્યારે આ વસ્તુ કહેશો ને ત્યારે કદાચ એ 50% જેટલું વધારે થઈ જશે. તો મારો કહેવાનો મતલબ એક છે કે જસ્ટ છે ને એને એટલી બધી પબ્લિસિટી કરો તમારી પાસે જેટલું છે એની, કે જેથી કરીને છે ને ભવિષ્યમાં આવનારી જે ચેલેન્જ છે એને આપણે ઓવરકમ કરીએ. So thank you very much. If you have anyone have question.
There's a few questions again asked by some participants.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, which drug are coming under OTC product so that retail pharmacist can easily dispense?
My dear, the person who has asked the question, I mean, just you can share his my number also to him. I don't mind to share. But the problem is what we are not educated that much, because as far as the retail pharmacy and wholesale pharmacy is concerned, see, in the beginning, that is why I told about what are the acts we are implementing. Okay, and during my presentation I told you Rule 65. Rule 65 of the Drug and Cosmetic Act, which shows the clear cut guideline for the retailers what to do's and don'ts. So you can see the leaflet and label, schedule G requirement, schedule H requirement, and schedule H1 requirement, you will get the answer.
Okay, sir. One question is again there that by Madhusudan Kulwal. In spite of repeated advice from the government, the doctor are not following prescription handwriting guidelines. So,
It is going to come very shortly. I tell you, any act or any instruction which is given by this government, it takes some time to get it implemented. You can see the 10 years back when the Cigarette and Tobacco Act was not in force. There are many people who were, smoking at the public places, right? And they are spitting and the government offices also. Now you go and check it. I think there is, 95% the things are being, now in order. Just 5% still left, but it is going to come into the force. You will not find any person who is smoking cigarette into the railway in the railway station or in even in the bus station also, bus stand also. So it will take time. It is going to come. Yes, and it is a very very good question also. It is not a difficulty of a single person, it's a difficulty of the all. Even sometimes I also need to ask the doctor what you actually written, as far as being an authority also.
and so the last question, that is the tablet Angioflam Alchem Labs manufacturing is under DPCO, but MRP is 132 rupees. Why?
Correct. Again, I tell you, I'm sorry. That good question again. See, NPPA, that is National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority. They are monitoring the price of the scheduled and non-scheduled formulation, and they are calculating on the base of the availability of the raw material, the cost of the raw material, whether it is imported, whether it is indigenous, etc., etc., etc. Right. So we are not authority to make any notification or to to announce that these products can be available at this cost, and this is to be fixed. It is a responsibility of the NPPA only, and they people can monitor. But if you have any problem or any kind of complaint in this regard, please refer to our site. We have given toll-free number also there, and our email ID is also there. You can make a complaint into writing. I bet you I'm going to take a sure note of this, and we'll take a stringent action.
Yeah. Okay. And one last question that
Earlier was last anyway.
yeah.
Carry on.
Actually, Rajput Shivangi just want to know the exact difference between generic drug and the standard drug.
What, please once again.
Difference between generic and standard drug.
See, generic and standard has no any definition like that. There is, as far as, see, I am bound by the act. What is there in the act, I am supposed to tell you. There is no word is being used into the act as a generic anywhere, right? Generic is our version. Generic is rather our Indian version, right? So I cannot make it out. I mean, as far as the act is concerned, or I cannot give you the satisfaction, because such things are not been described anywhere, right? That all these words are derived from our side only, right? So when act doesn't say anything, they are silent on that, and how can I explain much more on that? Yeah.
Thank you, sir,
Thank
for
you
your
so much.
valuable time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Over to Rachita, madam.
Yes, thank you, Yadav sir. And thank you, Dr. Shelat sir, for your precious time and sharing your vast knowledge with us. Thank you very much, sir. With this, we conclude with all the lectures and end the scientific session. We shall have a lunch break now, which will be up to 1:30 p.m., followed by an online quiz and feedback session as well as valedictory function. So I request all the participants to please join again by 1:20 p.m. so that we can start the quiz on time. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Shailat sir, for joining us.
Thank you.